start off like that. How old are you?
I'm 20.
Wow, see, you're a baby. Well, you're not really a baby. I'm 21, but you're a baby, and it's crazy how someone in gospel, the gospel arena, will even look at, CHH gospel rap and be like, this man of God, this young man of God has something. Like I need to feature his song. I need to do something, and I think that is amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing I found crazy. Like, why me? Like,
Right.
why me? Because like the is a page called Visions TV. They shared my video. They posted it on Instagram, and he commented on there.
Mhm.
And they're the ones they know Donnie's PA and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So they kind of sent the song off to him. But when I spoke to them, even they were like, "This is mad," because we post a lot of big artists. So
Mhm.
for him to comment on your video, it's just like it's mad. I don't know why me of all people, but I didn't even
Right.
like that. Really, I feel like I've done a lot better work, but
Mhm.
I don't know. God can use anything and anyone really.
Amen. So I first want to start off. My first question is, how long have you been doing music? How long have you been? Well, over here we call it CHH. Over there, I think it's gospel rap. I guess you guys will call it. How long have you been doing the hip hop, arena for the Lord?
Um, about 5 years. I started when I was like 15, 16,
Mhm.
around them times there. But it weren't really like a like all out thing back then. I was young. I was just kind of doing little bits here and there. But it was like the start of 2019 really, where I was like, all right, let's go.
Mhm.
But yeah, I dropped like my first like proper single at the end of 2019 anyway. So it basically this year is where it's kind of like been, yeah, let's go now.
Right. So I noticed once our team was like, "You got an interview," I was like, "Bet." So I was on your Instagram. I was like, "Let me like." I didn't want you to think I was a stalker because
Nah, I
it
appreciate
can
that.
look
Like,
crazy. It can look mad crazy. Like, oh, this girl from the United States is just liking up all my stuff. So,
nah, if I
I,
had like 50 posts and you liked all of them, I'd be asking questions. But I only got like 7 things on there anyway, so it's all right.
right. So I noticed that you put up a post, and this is kind of like a shout out. September 30th, you are dropping a new song, and I'm excited for it. So, could you tell us a little bit about what is this song going to be about? What is the vision for this song?
Well, it's called Street Lights, and
Mm-hmm.
it means quite a lot to me. It's not like I don't know, I don't know. In America, do you use the word banger for like a song? If
I
there's
don't know.
like
I'm not
some,
hip.
yeah, like if somebody drops like a really like hard song, you say, oh, that's a banger in England. But it's not one of them songs. It's like a deep kind of like hip hop one. And I
Right.
don't really rap. I'm more like make grime and stuff like that. So it's kind of a different thing. But yeah, it's called Street Lights, and it's about it's more of a storytelling one about um things that I don't know, kind of I see where I live. I see, you know, I don't want to go too deep into it, but I see kind of women stood outside on the corners at night. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm going, and that kind of broke my heart. Some of the things that I see, so it's
Right.
kind of just basically, about a girl who stood under the streetlights. Basically, that's
Mm-hmm.
what it's about. But some people have already heard it because I released it on SoundCloud,
Mm-hmm.
just like momentarily for like a day or so, and no one really listened. So I was like, nah, that needs more. So I kind of
Right.
took it down, put it out
Right.
properly on
Well,
Spotify,
I'm
and that'll.
excited for it to be. I'm ready for it to be on Spotify. I'm ready to put it on my playlist. I'm ready to put it on my radio station. So I want to know how long have. Well, how do I put this? Because you are. Well, I don't want to say you're new to music, but you're like your face is just now getting out here in the U.S. I can say. So how would you say? Are you full time? Like, do you do music full time? Are you in uni? I think they call it over there.
It feels like I'm doing music full time because I do a lot of it, but and recently I have been as well because with all COVID, in I don't know what happened in America, but in England they were like, don't go to work and we'll pay 80% of your wages. So I've
Mm-hmm.
been at home anyway, and I've got my own microphone here. I mix my own vocals, so I just record here. So I've been kind of doing music full time, but I'm back at work now. But I work in fast food.
Mm-hmm. What's that? I'm sorry.
What?
What would
What?
you? What is? You said you work in. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Fast food, like
Oh, fast.
McDonald's. Yeah.
Uh, I was like, okay, maybe they have a foreign name for it over there, and I just didn't get it. But
Yeah.
that's crazy. So, would you say, because you're in the UK, I'm in the United States, would you say that well, I know there's a big difference, but I want to see if other people notice it. There's a big difference in, hip hop gospel artists or CHH artists. Would you say there's a big difference?
Nah, it's the same thing. Like, we don't really have a name for it over here. It's still kind
Mm-hmm.
of confused. Like, what do you call it? Some say CHH, some say like Christian rap, gospel rap, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't really got a label for it. You know what I mean? I'm just doing it for God. Like, you
Right.
can call it whatever you want, but yeah, there has been some connections to like the UK and America. Like Reach Records have done a couple
Mm-hmm.
things with the UK. To be fair.
Right. So if you could collab with anybody, like say you want to drop an EP by December, which is, I mean, I would be down for it. But say you want to drop an EP and you could collab with anybody in the world, who would you collab with and why?
Um, boy, uh, a guy called Shards. He's from
Mm-hmm.
UK, except he's from London. I'm from Birmingham.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I don't really just like want to work with any random artist that I don't really know, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I like Shards. He makes like gospel grime. I feel like that could be good.
Right. So I actually have been to Birmingham,
Oh,
and
I
I,
saw. I saw. I do.
yeah, and
I was thinking.
y'all grass over there, I have to say, oh my Lana, it's so perfect. Y'all have so much green over there. And it's probably because it
I
rains
don't.
so much.
What, what part did you go to? Like,
I don't know the name of it.
'cause I saw on the picture it looked quite nice.
Mhm.
It ain't all like that, believe me. It really.
Yeah, I don't even know it starts with the S.
Was
I'm
it
terrible.
Stone Cold Fish
I don't.
or Solihull?
Yes, yeah, that one.
That's not really Birmingham. It is, but it's like on the outside. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
So,
it's a bit different, but
mhm.
yeah.
So how was it growing up for you? Like, were you around like hip hop music? Were you around gospel music?
I weren't really around music. I wasn't really around music. Like, we moved house a lot of times. Like, I think I've moved like 8, 9 times now. So
Wow.
I've lived in like a lot of different places and areas. So
Mm,
I didn't really grow up around music. Like, my parents ain't really into it like that. But my
mm,
mom would sometimes play like Christian music around the house, and
right.
like in my dad's car, like, and he's just a dad in it, so he just listen to like. Sorry about that.
You're fine. So what is, how do I put this? What is a typical day in your life? Especially with this quarantine happening, people wake up at 3 p.m. and think they day's supposed to start. So what's a typical day for
That's
you?
me. That's me. I don't know. I wake up. I'm not. Thing is, when I go to work, I usually work overnight. So I
Hmm.
work like 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. So that's how I'm usually awake anyway. So I kind of got a bit of an excuse. I'm not as bad as everyone else, but like I will kind of wake up, like in the afternoon between like 12 and 4, and then I'll stay up till like 7 in the morning. But yeah, if I'm going to work, then I'm going to work. If not, then I can either here and make music or go to the studio. But if I'm rapping, I prefer to go to the studio because I can kind of make the noise that I want to make. But if I'm singing, I'd rather do it in my room just with my
Right.
mic. And,
That makes sense. So, what would
yeah,
you say, if there was no such thing as music on this earth, what would your other passion be?
I ain't got a clue. I ain't got a clue. Like, I love music. Like, I can literally, I kind of got like really bad focusing skills, so I can't really just sit and watch a movie without getting all fidgety. And
Mhm.
unless it's a really good one, but I get really fidgety. So, but I can sit there and just listen to music for time. So music is my passion really. But other than that, if music weren't a thing, I'd probably be into like YouTube and stuff, just doing because that's what I used to
Mhm.
do before music. Like,
Wow.
yeah,
So, so is YouTube like popular over there?
yeah, it is. Like there's a lot of big YouTubers, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Like recently, I don't really have the time to just sit and watch YouTube videos. Oh, I do, but I just don't choose to in it. But I feel like that would be something that I'd like doing because on my Instagram and my Snapchat, I just talk rubbish. I can just talk for ages. Like, so I feel like I could. It's kind of like a gift. Like people think it's quite funny, to be fair. So I feel like I could do that with YouTube. Yeah,
Mhm.
we'll see.
If you got a YouTube, I would most definitely watch. I love the whole UK, your accent, the culture, because it's like you guys are the United States. Y'all just talk proper English. Cause y'all are diverse. Y'all have a lot of different races over there. But y'all, I mean, y'all have slang and stuff, but y'all, like, we ghetto over here, in my opinion. We
Yeah,
ghetto. And y'all, like, very proper
yeah. We're
and
quite
very,
similar to Canada. Like us and Canada, we like dress the same. We have the same slang. It's kind of weird
right,
actually. I don't know why Canada, but like Toronto, like I've got a song
right.
from Toronto actually. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we just kind of like the same culture really. But yeah, especially I hear what you're saying. Like especially
Right.
like with my city, Birmingham, like there's a big like Asian community, like big
Mm-hmm.
Muslim community. Like it's really mixed, like in
Right.
Birmingham. So a lot of everything around. But
I agree. I was really surprised because I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Like on social media, like I thought London and Birmingham, I thought
oh,
it was just a bunch of black people, like just all black people. And
oh,
I
black.
see like
I thought you was gonna say it's all white.
no, I've seen a few like Caucasians, but like a lot of people because we're in like I'm sorry to say this, but we're in like the hype of the dawn of being black. You know, being black is amazing right now because all the police brutality and stuff. So I'm seeing a lot of like black YouTubers, black creators, black this, black singers, and I'm like, okay, is there any white people over there? Is there any is there any Asians? So then when I went over there, I was like, wow, this is a whole different experience. I don't like y'all food over there, but it's
Even I
something.
don't like the food. Even I'm like, I was thing is that was another thing I was kind of thinking. Like I went with Donny McClurkin. Like
Mm,
why me? Why did you choose the little white boy from Birmingham? Like it don't really make sense like that. But I don't know. Like God can choose like the most least expected person. You know what I mean? But
right.
going back to YouTube, I actually put up, on like Instagram stories, you can do like polls
Mm-hmm.
and voting things. I literally put one on about an hour ago saying like, if I did YouTube, would you watch it?
Mm-hmm.
Literally about an hour ago. So get
Well,
voting if you want.
I think you should do that. So my next question, look, this ain't even a proper interview. We're just talking. It's like we
Yeah,
vibing. I love
it
the
doesn't
energy.
feel like
Interview, right? Feels
it
like a
doesn't feel
hangout.
like it feels like
Right. I agree.
better
So
that better.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I said it's better that way.
Right.
It doesn't need to feel formal.
Exactly. I agree. So, what trials and tribulations have you dealt with in your life? I know you're young, and some people be like, young people don't go through nothing, or young people don't go through this. And I'm like, no, young people, we go through so much. So, what are
Yeah.
some stuff that you've gone through to build your character, to build you who's to build you up to the person you are today?
Um, Anxiety, that's one thing that's kind of like. But what's weird about it is like it's like these days everybody's got anxiety, everybody's got mental health issues, this and that. I've had it since I was like between 7 and 9,
Mm-hmm.
and like the doctors didn't know what it was because anxiety weren't a thing like that in 2007. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I was kind of being treated for stomach ulcers and that, like feeling like I was gonna like vomit every day. Then when
Mm-hmm.
I got older, like 14, we went back and they were like, it's anxiety. So I stopped going into school. I was like 14, just left. That was me, like done. I went back for a bit and then just left. Like that was it. But yeah, I still kind of deal with it to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of flipped my life. Like I don't know, like as we say in England, I could be in uni right now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, God wanted me to leave and then just kind of leave school. Like I got like one qualification. I think I ain't really got a choice when it comes to jobs. I'm just
Right.
kind of trusting in God. I hope music works. I'd love to do that full time, but yeah, anxiety. That's kind of one thing that's really kind of mad for me.
So, what is one of your go-to scriptures?
Um, Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God.
Come on, you spit that effortlessly.
That's just one that I don't know. That probably is my favorite verse.
Hmm.
Probably, but yeah. So that one's just definitely because I know God is with me. Like I ain't got to fear nothing. But
Right.
yeah.
So, like over there, what I experienced from over there, young people are really doing grown people things. So, in your friends or in your circle, I don't know if you have friends or not. I'm just assuming. So, in your friends, in your circle, is there other believers that are around you and like, yeah, man, like let's go do this music, or that are pushing and helping you, stay motivated?
Nah, there isn't.
Mm.
Like I'm kind of by myself. Like I moved out when I was 18, so I moved out. Um, I live alone, but and as well, like I feel like it's a Birmingham thing to just not support people. Like people don't really support people, but I get a lot of love and a lot of support from London.
Hmm.
Like so, big up London. But in my kind of like immediate circle, not really. Like people ain't really. My parents definitely support like fully, but amongst like people that it's not really there.
Mm.
That's why
I
I was kind of guessing like how am I gonna go anywhere? But then obviously I forgot how big God is, and he kind of just like sent Donnie McClurkin like, boom,
Come on,
come
come
on.
on. You're over there prophesying. But I'm the same way. Like a lot of people think, oh, oh, you look this way, or you have radio, you have TV, so you must have a lot of friends. And I'm like, not really. Like it's just me and God,
Mm,
literally, like all day, every day. So
yeah.
then, like when people, like they'd be like, oh, you have a lot of young people around you, a lot of young people in your atmosphere, and I'm like, no, everybody that communicates with me is always older than me, and I love it. Honestly, it shows that I'm mature. It shows, I have growth. So, my next question is, what would you consider, how will I put this? What would you consider your best trait or your worst trait?
Oh, my best trait I would say like honesty. Like lying is just like I know. I don't understand how people do it. You know what I mean? Even little lies, like
Mm,
that's the one thing that I was definitely like raised like just never lie. So that's one
mm.
thing I'd say honesty. But my worst trait, boy, actually, my best trait is probably my beard growth. Like the amount of people that didn't believe I could do it. I've actually grown. Yeah, I'm part of the.
Right.
So my worst trait. I don't know. I can be quite stubborn at times, but I'm getting better. I'm learning to be more Christ-like.
Mm. See, it takes a real man to admit that he is stubborn, because God knows men today don't want to admit it.
He ain't admitting me wrong.
Right.
I'm gonna flip it. What's your best and worst trait?
Oh, you're gonna flip the tape. Okay,
Yeah.
I would say my best trait is my brain, to be honest. I feel like I collect a lot of knowledge. Like even like reading your body language. I
Yeah.
can see that
Yeah.
you're into this. You're loving the conversation, but you're like, okay, I need to be doing something with my hands. Like something needs to be doing something because you feel like you're just
Yeah, I don't like just sitting there, just like I'm
right.
uncomfortable. I find it uncomfortable. Like I have to be moving in it.
That
But
makes
yeah,
sense.
that's another one actually. I'm pretty good at with body language. Like I can tell how people are feeling, like
Mhm.
just by their vibes.
Right. My worst one I would say is I would have to agree with you. I'm a little stubborn at times. I can be a little I well over here we'll be like, "Oh, she got an attitude problem." But it's not an attitude. I'm very passionate. And sometimes my passionateness, that's not even a word, but my 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 caringness is taken, too far sometimes. So I like how you switch the table. So back to you. So is there okay, so we are growing up. I said growing up. We are in the dawn of, rap. Rap is very important right now. You got Cardi
Yeah,
B out here. You got this out here. So if you could be on the level that they are on, what would you change about the industry and why?
bro, I would change so much. Like I've literally been thinking, like I'd love to be in that position because I could influence like so much good stuff. Like I feel like girls today, like that's who they have to look up to.
Mm,
They got low power. That's who they have to look up to, like Cardi B, and like no shade to Cardi B, like nothing but love, but like it's not really the best role model at times. Like you heard the new song that she dropped,
right. Oh
like
yes.
everyone's heard it, and I feel like girls walking around singing that and dancing like that. I feel like I don't
Right.
know. I feel like I could kind of influence like people to know who they really are, and they shouldn't, have to follow these kind of trends to do this and that. Like I just feel like people are kind of a bit lost right now, and I feel like I could definitely influence positive, like a good change.
Mm.
Yeah, because it's the same with
So,
boys. Boys will look up to rappers and the way that they talk about women, and then
mm,
that's how they act on. So I feel like rap is really influential, like in society, and I feel like I could use it for good things.
I completely agree. So what? Okay, I know this is a little
Sorry, you broke.
now. Oh, I said this is gonna be a little personal. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, this is gonna be a little personal, but I'm just gonna jump out there. So I don't know if you're in a relationship now, but since we were talking about, how rap is and how women are growing up now, what would be your ideal woman?
Um, just a woman of God, really.
Mm,
That's it. Like I don't really care about anything else. I'm not really. I don't know. Like sense of humor is definitely important. You get me? Like because I like to laugh, and other than that, that's about it. I don't really care about anything else.
right. I'm not that simple, but but
But you got a whole
that is
checklist.
right. Right. I have a checklist. I have a boyfriend application. No, I'm kidding. It's not that much. But people think it's that much. My last question. I don't want this to end, honestly, because I'm enjoying the vibe. I'm enjoying the conversation. Is if somebody was watching you right now and was like looking at, what's happened to you recently and stuff, with Donnie and stuff, and was like, how did he get here? How did this process go? What advice would you give to someone who's watching you and wants to get into music and don't know how to, or wants to do what God has told them to do but don't know how to?
You have to take time to rest, like 1,000,000%. And when I say I don't mean like physical rest or like spend all your time, just watching TV. Like you have to like rest your soul. And if you listen to "Shining," the song that Donny McClurkin kind of played, that was a song that I made a while ago about,
Mm,
I'm working so hard, I'm spent so much money, I've done this and that, and nothing's working. Like I'm up all night doing music, and nothing's working. And that was because I was working so hard that I weren't letting God work. God was saying rest, take time off, and that doesn't mean just watch TV. It means like you need to take time to just fast, to just pray, read the words, just get in line with God properly, and let Him work. Like if you refuse to take time off, you're refusing to let God work, basically. And as well, if you feel like you've done all the work, you feel like you deserve the glory. So I took like a week off. I was like, right, no music. I fasted for a couple of days. I just read the words, prayed, and then I dropped the video for Shining, and then bam, like Donnie McClurkin got in contact. So that kind of showed that as soon as you just like let go and let God do His thing, it will go a lot better. Like you can't do it in your own strength, basically.
Amen. I completely agree. So how can we get in touch with you? How can we pour into your ministry? How can we listen to your music?
My music's on Spotify. It's on YouTube. I got a couple videos on YouTube. It's not on Apple Music. I feel like that weren't my fault. Like that was like the distribution. It's just not. I think one of my songs is on there, but they've like messed up my name as well, so it's hard to find it. But Apple Music's bare ghetto anyway. People need to be on Spotify. That is anyway.